Hello. I'm sorry that last video cut out a little abruptly. I had planned to put all of this on one and then I just couldn't do that. So forgive me for just disappearing on you. If you haven't already filled in page 75, please do that now. Just make sure that your page 75 looks like mine with the filled in part. And then once you have that ready, you're going to need these pieces. These are pieces in your packet of materials. You need to cut these out so that you have 6 of them. And I colored mine just because I like to color. You certainly don't have to. But I did both of my judicial ones in yellow, my legislative checks in blue, and then the executive in pink. And I'm going to resize these as I need to. I know they look pretty rough right now, but I think I can clean them up. So let me just make a copy. And it did not take my highlighter or my color, so I want to do that. And what we're going to do, we're going to figure out where these pieces need to fit into our matrix. So we're going to glue these little doors down on that matrix in the appropriate place. So I go back to my matrix and I'm going to start right here. This is talking about the executive branch. The things that the executive branch can do. Okay, if the executive branch can propose laws, they can veto laws, they can call special sessions of Congress, and they can make appointments. Which branch is the executive branch affecting? This is going to be checks on the legislature. So to get this one, I'm going to take one of my legislature doors, which I have colored blue. You have 2 of each type, so I'm going to take one of them. And I'm going to put that right here. These are executive checks on the legislature. So that one will fit right in there. And yours should fit. Mine are a little bit screwy, but that goes right in there. So your page 75 now looks like that one. Okay. If the executive branch can grant pardons to federal law offenders and appoint federal judges, they are also checking on the judicial branch. So I'm going to cut out one of these doors because this is a judicial check. And let's put that one. To glue these, you want to fold on that dotted line. Don't cut it off. Just want to fold it. Glue the back of that down so that your little door opens down here over your words. So all you're going to glue is that top strip right there in the, right here is the back of that flap is where the glue goes. Just right behind there. So you see that the executive branch checks on the legislative branch and they check on the judicial branch. Okay, let's look at this one. Can declare that executive actions are unconstitutional. So in this case, we are affecting the executive branch. The judicial branch can say that your actions are not constitutional. So this one is a check on the executive branch of government. This would be so much easier in a classroom. I think this is probably not the best one for distance ed. Okay. If the judicial branch can declare acts of Congress to be unconstitutional, then they are affecting the legislative branch. They can check regulate the legislative branch. So I need another one of those. And we've actually placed both of those that I colored blue. The colors sort of let you see the pattern here, that each branch checks on the other two branches. The legislature can override the president's veto or can impeach the president. So that is a check on the executive branch. So I need that other pink one that I've not already used. I really just had to make one copy of that, didn't I? But that's okay. So we're going to use a pink one there to fill in this space. The executive branch checks on the legislature, but in a different way than the one right above it. The judicial branch has different powers than the legislature. If you can impeach judges, propose amendments to overrule a judicial. I've lost some writing there. I need to fix that. That is going to be a check on the judicial branch. So the legislature has power over the judicial branch in that way. So what you can do with this matrix, now that you have the doors all glued down, this lets you quiz yourself on what the powers really are. In other words, ask yourself the question, how does the legislative branch oversee the judicial branch? Lift that little door up and you have your answer. So this is just sort of a general overview of the major checks and balances between the three governments. If you have questions on this, please don't hesitate to ask me or your teacher. We will help you to understand it. Those of you taking the HiSET, I think this is incredibly important information. All of this is, not just your branches, but also these files that we have looked at. Let me unlock my iPad from the rotation thing and it'll let you see that. So you have the checks and balances. You also need to know the information in these little files. And that's a pretty good overview of the branches of government. Thank you for joining me for this class, and I hope you have a really good day. Bye-bye.